Since the beginning of the modern era of firearms, people have continuously debated about which type of action is the most accurate. This debate tends to lead into a heated argument when a proud owner of a specific action gets told that he is wrong. For me, the answer is crystal clear, but to definitely say which action type is the most accurate, we actually have to look at how they are made and how they operate. There are four main rifle actions that a regular firearms lover can acquire: bolt action, semi-auto, lever action, and pump action. Pump action rifles are slowly going the way of the dodo, so I will not be counting them in this video. There are also a variety of single shot rifles that I will not count because once again, they are not that popular, and many are also going the way of the dodo, excluding some break action and bolt action single shot rifles. To start off this debate, I have decided to ruffle some feathers and talk firstly about lever action rifles. Lever action rifles to me are one of the most fun firearms to actually shoot with. Maybe because of the old westerns I have watched, or because they're genuinely cool. Lever action rifles first became popular during the American Civil War with the Spencer repeating rifle and of course the Henry rifle. There were other types of lever action firearms produced before the Civil War, but they were never as popular as the Spencer and Henry rifle, nor were they ever as reliable. Once the Civil War was over, a vast variety of lever action rifles sprung up during the days of the Old West. These rifles were used for hunting and protection during that day and age, with the advantage of having a magazine compared to previously only having one single shot. Lever actions are still used to this day, mainly for hunting and cowboy action shooting, but you will never or rarely ever see a classic lever action rifle used for precision target shooting in the modern era. You will see, however, the odd single shot lever action rifle that is based on the Martini action design for target shooting. The main reason for the lever action not being the most accurate rifle design is because of their two-piece design and rear locking lugs. There are also a few minor factors like the barrel bands that may also affect the accuracy, so no, a lever action rifle is definitely not the most accurate. Secondly, I've decided to talk about bolt action rifles. Now, lever action rifles actually predate bolt action rifles. During the late 19th century, however, lever action rifles were quickly being phased out from military use for a variety of reasons, but mainly because bolt actions are cheaper to manufacture. But bolt action rifles do actually have an ace up their sleeve over lever action rifles, and that is their accuracy. Compared to a lever action rifle, a bolt action rifle has minimal moving parts. This is a huge bonus in the accuracy department. The only moving element of a bolt action rifle is, obviously, the bolt, and thus the shooter has complete and utter control over the rifle. But, and there is a big but here, every bolt action rifle is not created equal, and nor should they be looked upon as equals. Depending on the quality of parts, the barrel, stocks, butt pads, and most importantly your sights, it will depend on how accurate your rifle can actually become. This does go for all rifles, however, and not just your run-of-the-mill bolt action rifle. There are also specific bolt action rifles that are made for target shooting, where you have a large variety of elements that you can change so that you can shoot more accurately. But with a bolt action rifle, a lot of the accuracy does come down to the shooter and his or her skill, unless the rifle you have is utterly shit. Lastly, I've decided to talk about semi-automatic rifles, and the reason for this I will state at the very end. Semi-auto rifles are the modern equivalent of a lever action rifle, even though the semi-automatic rifle first came out in the early 1900s. The first commercially available semi-automatic rifle was put onto the market in 1903, and the first commercially available semi-automatic centerfire rifle was put into market in 1905, and the first ever mass-produced semi-automatic shotgun, the Browning A5, was patented in 1898. So, for all the anti-firearms people out there, Please take notes, because semi-automatic firearms have been around for over 100 years. Genuinely, most of the early semi-automatic firearms worked on a blowback operating system, which is good for small calibers. With larger calibers though, semi-automatic rifles operate either with a gas piston, direct impingement, or another similar operating mechanism. All these systems, however, do work in the same manner. When the rifle is fired, gases from the barrel are captured, forced through the gas tube, and a piston or something similar will unlock the bolt, eject the spent round, and reload a fresh one. I also must state that semi-automatic centerfire rifles are pretty much banned here where I am from for the average license holder, sadly. When talking about accuracy for a semi, you have to look at everything. But with all this, there comes one major downfall, and that is that there is a lot of moving parts. If you do go back 50 years, pretty much all semi-automatic rifles were not as accurate as a standard bolt action. But nowadays, a good quality semi-automatic rifle can be as accurate as a good quality bolt action rifle. This is due to better workmanship, better design, and newer technology. But the most popular semi-automatic platform, the AR-15, is actually not a new design at all. As a matter of fact, it was first designed in the late 1950s and it was put into production in the 1960s. Now the reason I put semi-automatic rifles last, or at very least first place, is because with modern technology and precision machining, a lot of semi-autos are now on par with accuracy with a vast array of bolt action rifles. However, those semi-automatic rifles are usually extremely expensive because of their precision machining and larger amount of parts compared to a standard bolt action rifle. If we're just going to talk about averagely priced firearms, however, then an average priced bolt action rifle will usually always be more accurate than an averagely priced semi-automatic rifle. But the difference in accuracy these days is pretty minor. But when you get into pricey firearms in the modern era, a lot of semi-automatic rifles are now as accurate as the equivalent priced bolt action rifle. There are a lot of things to consider when looking at accuracy for a firearm. Sure, you could bolt the firearm down on a slab of concrete to test its accuracy, but like a lot of things, it predominantly comes down to the person using the implement, unless that implement is utter shite. Thank you all for watching. I'm Ben, and this has been Doing Things. Remember to give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.